All right, what up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and welcome to the Sharpshootin podcast. Have, as always, Gaming Enclave. Pete, say what's up to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And we have a guest. Mr. Abel Green is popping in. We're going to teach him a little bit about current wrestling, and we're going to
Yeah.
talk some of the past wrestling history with him as well, because there was a big announcement for all of you guys who used to watch wrestling but may not watch it anymore, or the older guys like me who remember way back in the day, all that stuff. Say what's up, Abel.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be with Team Green, and yeah, let's go.
All right, so this is what, the third episode of 2015? Second.
Second.
Second, okay. It's all over, like I said in the last podcast, it's like back in 2014 again, so it's all running together because they're pretty much doing the same shit as far as I'm concerned. But this week, at least we had a nice announcement. Thankfully, TMZ broke the story and forced Vince to go ahead and say it, because I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for them, Vince wouldn't say it. That would be Randy Macho Man Savage finally gets into the WWE Hall of Fame after
Yeah.
being left out for God knows what reason. I have no clue why that man has not been inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Vince has had a lot of problems with legends, though. Like, even, who'd they induct? The Road Warrior? Who was it last year?
Oh, yeah, Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
Vince had so many problems with him. It took him ages. Lucky they did it just before what happened to him.
Why?
Yeah,
Wait. Listen, why is it so hard to get the guys in there? What's up?
Problem is,
Vince,
Vince creates a lot of bad blood with people. Vince, for all that he is given credit for in wrestling, he ruins a lot of people's careers. He derails them. He puts them in bad spots. He is not a good person. Let's just say it that way. I'm gonna try
yeah,
to be
we'll
polite
leave it at that.
as possible, because he actually does watch WWE related stuff, and he will get your shit canned. So don't hurt us, Vince. Please don't hurt us. But yeah,
You good guy.
yeah, exactly. We love you, Vince. Please stay alive forever and run the company, because we don't want anybody else in charge, right?
Nah, but Raw this week was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I actually enjoyed it. Besides a few matches, overall it was like pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, it actually was decent. But before we talk about this week, first let me say I finally caught up with NXT. Still better than Raw. For those of you who don't know what NXT is, it's like their quote-unquote minor leagues of wrestling, where the next up-and-coming people, they have them showcased on there, and that's where they pulled people like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, all of them. And they're still doing better. They still got better storylines. They still got better matches. It's a better format. It's just everything's better, which is sad that your B League is better than your A League.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's truly sad. If you ever get to check out an NXT show, you would be extremely surprised at how much better. It really will remind you of old school wrestling, definitely.
Wow,
Like
get
watch
out of
it.
here. That's cool.
And I'm not even going to talk about Total Divas. That is a terrible show. That
Why
is
do you
terrible.
bother watching that, Pete?
Because I need to see how they're pitching Tyson Kidd to make him the next star, but they refuse to show it. All they talk about are like Bella's arguing and Rosa Mendez. Is Rosa Mendez even relevant anymore?
I don't think she ever was relevant, really. Whoever watched her, I mean, put it this way, I mean, the Macho Man is more relevant dead than she is alive.
Stop! I'm done.
That is how it is.
That's
But before
hard.
we go into Raw, let's talk about the Macho Man a little bit, because I wanted to. Now,
Oh,
Pete, how much
yeah.
have you seen of the Macho Man? Because you're pretty young, You may.
To be honest, no, I didn't watch a lot of him. Like, I've heard of him. His voice, no respect to him being how he is, but I don't know, he just wasn't one of my favorite olden wrestlers. I mean, I like a few others in like ahead of him, so I didn't really watch a lot of his stuff. I started watching really, what, 95 onwards. Like that's as far as I went back.
Okay, so pretty much after Vince kicked him off of,
Yeah,
WWE, which
that's
was
it.
very, very sad. You missed the heyday. What about you, Abel? How much Macho Man? I know you
Oh,
have to remember Macho
oh
Man.
man,
That was the
shoot,
man.
down to the Slim Jim. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Macho Man. Yeah, he was definitely. I think he was. It was either between him, the Warrior, or Bret Hart that stood out to be me to be one of the most flamboyant wrestlers of just wrestling history, like with the outfits and stuff like that, just very colorful, very just wild, and in his presence that he brought to the wrestling was definitely epic because
Yeah,
he brought a different tone and to be like a, I don't know, he became kind of Hulk Hogan's kind of I don't know, bizarro counterpart where they had epic battles. It was, they went from brotherhood to like they were into fighting each other. Well,
Right.
That's how Vince does. But yeah, it was great. He brought a lot of presence to the WWF at the time, and his voice was just so unique. Great guy. Truly
Yeah.
truly cool.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I will remember most about him is on the mic. His when he used to talk, the things he would say, they were just he was the person. He had swagger before people knew used the term swagger. That's how
Right.
cool he was back. I mean, the way he he walked, the way he came to the ring, the way he fought in the ring, the way he talked, everything about him was just cool. I mean, he was a really, really good personality, and it was a shame how he left WWF with Vince refusing to give him another contract, and that's when he had to go to WCW. And I think people who saw him in WCW missed the best of him because when he was in WWF, he was a headliner and he would put on just a tremendous show. I mean, some of the greatest matches in WWE history had him in it. I mean, him, Ricky the Dragon, that was awesome back in the day. He had great matches with Hogan. He before CM Punk. A lot of you that know that CM Punk now has the longest record for holding the belt, but that was Macho Man's title. He held that thing
well,
for
no,
300.
I think Bruno Sammartino
Oh yeah, that's right.
held the
Bruno
belt the
Sammartino is
longest.
the first, and Macho Man was second. That's right.
How
Wait,
how
for what title? For what title?
For the
the
top,
the main title,
WWE
the
Championship.
world hit? Yeah, he
Yeah,
held it for
because
700 days, something
yeah,
like that,
Bruno.
some
I was supposed to say
stupid like
Bruno
that.
Sammartino actually held it for like almost 4 years or something like that,
Yeah, something like that.
which is crazy. But yeah, Macho Man was next before CM Punk. But he when he held it, it was crazy. It was a crazy. I mean, he beat
I don't even
everybody.
like. I don't even like to speak of CM Punk's reign just because of how it ended.
Yeah,
I'll
that
never get
was
over it.
pretty lame. But I mean, you know, um,
He can't even headline
yeah, let's
WrestleMania.
move off of that because that shit pissed me. Oh my god, that was one of the worst endings in the fucking world. God damn it. But okay, I'm
No,
gonna
but
get off that.
we never did anyone watch SmackDown? Because I surely didn't. I did not watch SmackDown.
No, don't care.
It's
It's,
probably Roman Reigns' big show. They know the rest.
uh, I don't even know if they fought. I don't know what happens on SmackDown anymore. I really don't care
I
for that.
know. I know. I'll get to that later. But Raw, besides my worst nightmare happening, Booker T being permanently on commentary, this has ruined the show. Why did they take Jerry the King Lawler? Booker T's got the most annoying voice too, and
But
he
the
doesn't
thing
know what he's saying.
But the thing is, he's 2 seconds from life support. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's his health. If his health wasn't the issue, and honestly, it could be that he could be healthy, and WWE just wants to use, when he got ill as an excuse to say, "Oh, you're too sick to do this," so they
To
want
go
to
to
transition him
SmackDown.
out because they never do smooth transitions like how they did JR. The way that JR left WWE, that was ridiculous. That was horrible. but they don't know how to do smooth transitions. So maybe this is
Surely
their
they
way of
have.
shoving him up.
Surely they have someone more entertaining than Booker T. I mean, it's enough we got JBL on commentary. Like, he's like that heel commentary that
Right.
he's trying to be a heel. Like, you can
Exactly.
tell he's trying to be a heel. But I could go on about Booker T on commentary all day. I'll stop it. It's on the point where I just try and like mute the volume when they're wrestling.
Come on, you
Just
can't
so I
dig
don't
it,
have to listen.
sucker.
Wow, you can't dig it.
You know, I actually liked him as a wrestler.
I love him.
Back
Oh,
man.
he was amazing as a
I
wrestler.
just don't like him on commentary. But
Yeah, commentary. Yeah, that's kind of odd to think about. But yeah, go ahead.
what's this? Well, Raw started how every Raw seems to start these days with Cena in the ring.
Yep,
Jesus Christ.
John Cena has to start the show always. Nah,
Yeah, he was going on about that whole he's gonna win the title at the Royal Rumble and he's gonna take it home and just sit there, and there's gonna be no
Yeah.
title at WrestleMania.
Like whatever. Come on, really. That right there to me said that he's not going to win. That was all
Yeah.
I need to know, that he's not winning the title. That whole speech, that just told me he's out of the running for that.
And then
So,
and then of course the Authority came out and they were saying that they didn't want to fire Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback, but they just did it because they had to, because they keep their promises. But they gave Cena a chance in, I'd say, was the worst installment in the Seth Rollins John Cena like match history. Like, I really didn't like this lumberjack match, and that lumberjack match never do well for me.
I hate
No.
matches. I hate them.
Yeah, no, especially this one, because it was an obvious setup. It was basically everybody on the outside was for Seth Rollins.
They were
So
all
it was
heels.
John Cena, and it, the typical John Cena versus the world. He has to defy all the odds because he's the greatest in the world. Blah blah blah, whatever. So yeah, it really wasn't. They did okay in the ring. Ring wise, it was an okay match, but yeah, the whole setup, the premise, it was just like, come on, really?
The whole,
We
the
still
whole,
doing this like Authority versus Cena thing
yeah.
again?
If Cena
2014.
wins, it's like if Cena wins, Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback get their jobs back, and Cena's going to go through all of this, and then he looks like he's about to win, and then the Big Show pulls him out of the ring and just punches him, which looked dodgy as hell anyway. Because
You know what? The
He pulled him out of
knockout
the ring.
punch is the dumbest finisher I think I've ever seen.
What is it called?
The knockout punch. He just basically punches you in the side of your head and knocks you out.
You knock out.
Because he's so big and massive that one punch from him. Mind you, he's punching you all during the match, and you're not phased at all when you're wrestling against him. But just that one punch knocks you cold where you can't move and you get pinned.
And wait, what wrestler is this that it does?
Big Show.
Oh, wait, he went from the choke slam to a punch?
The knockout punch is his
I'm
finisher.
done.
I mean, he
I'm
still does the
done.
choke slam from time to time.
Yeah, but it's mostly like a setup, if anything.
But yeah, at the end of that match, Cena gets pulled out of the ring, gets knocked out punch, and then tossed back in. Then Seth Rollins covers, and Seth Rollins picks up the win, which you knew it was going to happen. It's going to be WWE like to keep people out for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then that's how it's going to be. Ziggler will come back. He's way too popular to be.
He has to be in a Royal Rumble. If he's not
Yeah.
in a Royal Rumble, they're not going to have a highlight. I mean, it's
Ryback?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ryback.
Eric Rowan we can do without.
I actually want Rowan back in. I think he, given enough time, he could be something special. But my thing with them firing them is that you've effectively taken a match out of the Royal Rumble. Wasn't Ryback supposed to fight Rusev for the title?
They'll probably still figure out a way to do it. But then again, they're pushing Dean Ambrose in that way. But no, Rusev's going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah,
Like, actually
but I
in
thought
the-
they had a match. They were like setting up for a match before the Rumble for the title. I thought that was the
Oh.
big setup because they had Ryback come out and give this emotional speech about his journey through
Oh
WWE
yeah,
and all
they'll
that
probably
dumb
push it.
shit.
They'll push it back to WrestleMania, in my opinion, or the main
Oh,
event
God,
before
no.
WrestleMania. It's going to be one of those early
God,
matches at WrestleMania.
no.
Rusev versus Ryback.
Nope, don't want it. Don't want it. Don't no.
The
If they want it
WWE
at the
never
Royal
can.
Rumble, don't want it there. Definitely don't want it at WrestleMania. That should not be one of the highlight matches. No.
But
Sorry.
Big Show's having a. I don't know. Big Show for me, he's better as a heel, though his career is like long
Mm.
gone. It's like he
Yeah,
should have
he's
retired
done.
probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
definitely
should have.
done.
But he does work as a heel because at least he looks good as like the hired hitman to like stop a
Right.
match in the match. He works that way. I don't like seeing him wrestle that much anymore because his matches are just like it's very slow, methodical, and it's just there's not enough excitement. And I remember he tried once when he used to try to do, remember he used to try to do the spinning lariats and all that. And he tried to do the flip over the ropes and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was like he could do that and one other move,
He,
and then he's done for the night.
he's done everything he possibly can for a guy his size. I think it's just time for him to go.
Yeah, just step aside. But
Respect to him though for hanging in there. And then from that match, which was pretty disappointing, it went to the New Day versus the Rosebuds, which what a way to like. They just introduced the Rosebuds, and the first match you see them in, they lose.
yeah.
I couldn't
Not only
understand
that, that's a bad way to try to get people to care about that. You just had a really big match. Now you bring on them, and you're trying to make people care about this after something big. It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. And both of their gimmicks are corny. That's the sad part. Is that they have
Yeah, we
corny
spoke about the New Day last week. They're on the
like,
board.
okay, Abel, you know
Borderline.
what the New Day is. Let me paint this picture for you.
All right.
All right, so you have three brothers, three black guys, very talented wrestlers in their own right. They all come out in matching blue suits to gospel music, dancing, screaming, and shouting all the way down to the ring. And that's their gimmick.
I'm done. Like, is this really real?
Yeah, I'm going to have to link you to a video of the New Day intro. It's extremely real. It's, I say borderline offensive, because I'm not sure if I don't think this was their idea. I honestly think it was Vince's idea, because Vince comes up with stupid shit like this. And we'll get to more stupid shit that Vince comes up with in a minute. But, yeah, they come out to gospel music in, like, all matching blue suits, and they're just, like, dancing all the way to the ring. It's...
Just talking about the match in general, like, first off, the New Day chose Kofi and Xavier Woods. I don't know, I always like seeing Big E out of the three. I always need Big E in the ring. That's just the way it is. But the match overall was shocking. It's pretty bad. And it ended, obviously the New Day won, like I said at the start. But Tyson Kidd, I wanted to see more, and he's the one that gets pinned. It's like they don't make him look good on TV. If he's meant to be this, tag team star now, thanks to Total Divas, he can't do anything in the ring.
He has a little bit of ring presence, but it's his personality. I don't want to hear him speak at all. I can stand to stomach. I can stomach looking at him wrestle a little bit. I don't want to hear him speak. And now that your whole gimmick is that you and your wife are on Total Divas and y'all are having issues and you're playing out their love life
On Raw, yeah.
To promote your reality TV show, that's just come on.
But honestly, I can't. That match was just. It felt like they took last week and they scrapped the whole idea. Like the Rosebud should have won this match. Dirty or clean, it didn't matter. They should have won this match because it would have led to the feud between the New Day.
Yeah, it would have made more sense, but I guess they'll fight again on SmackDown. That seems like that's what they're going to do is they'll go SmackDown, Raw, and then that'll be like some pre-Royal Rumble or early Royal Rumble match or something like that. But, put the link in the chat, Abel, if you want to see.
Then you had Big Show come out and cut a promo, which, to his credit, wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't bad. And then you had Reigns come out on the mic.
And see, that's the problem. When you hear Big Show's promo, then you hear Roman Reigns, Big Show sounds like he's Ric Flair. Like he's like money on the mic compared to Roman Reigns. And again, this is the part where I say this is where Vince fucks up. He has this guy come out and said, "I like to tell you a story," and then he talks
Jack
about
and
once upon a
Beanstalk.
time there's a kid with some beans who went up a beanstalk, and it's like, are we really doing this? We got you telling fairy tales. He pretty much told the Jack and the Beanstalk story in the ring. Why?
Yeah, it was dodgy. And then you had Big Show run up the ramp when he came, which is basically like adding to their whole feud, which is definitely, if anyone doesn't understand, it's going to be settled at the Royal Rumble when Roman Reigns eliminates the Big Show. That's clearly the direction they're heading. But after that, Luke Harper came down the ramp to verse Roman Reigns, and you know what? To be perfectly honest, this match at the start I was watching, then I was on my phone during the match, and I was just looking up because I don't know, something about this, like I felt like the two wrestlers in the ring, they just didn't put on a good enough show to keep me entertained.
That's because Roman Reigns has horrible ring chemistry. No one seems to be able to put on a really good match. The only good matches that I've seen lately with Roman Reigns are when it's like tag team matches or there's like a three-way element going on. He needs the other people to carry him because he's horrible. He's really bad. I mean, he has the look, sure. He's big, tall, whatever, and all of that. You know, he has that look that Vince wants, but this guy, he just... and I think it's because he talks. If he didn't talk, maybe I could tolerate it more. But with him talking ruins it. It's like, dude,
they give him shit lines as well. Like what he said, the whole believe that should have been. He should have ended that catchphrase after the Shield. Personally, because that was good with the Shield. Believe that. Believe in the Shield. That should have been it. Now he just says believe that. Everyone's just like, okay.
And it's set up by the worst stuff. It's like, it doesn't fit after you tell me a bedtime story. You just sat there, you told everybody in the stadium a bedtime, and he literally put everybody to sleep because I was ready to nod off. I was just like, I actually tweeted somebody, I was like, should I really watch this or should I just fast forward through it? Because I think I'm wasting my time.
That's it. And then obviously, Roman Reigns was going to win. I thought the ending was good. Like, Luke Harper set up for his finisher, and then he got speared. Because I do like the spear. I think it's one of the best finishes the WWE has ever had. In terms of, like,
but it
for a
don't
wrestler.
fit with him because he's trash. So, I'm sorry, people. I know y'all like Roman Reigns, but WWE is effectively turning him into a pile of shit.
Hopefully they give him the whole Bobby Lashley, Goldberg spear. That's the one he should be rocking, not the Edge one where you lightly put them down. You should be like spearing them into next week.
Yeah, shut him up. Keep a mic away from him. You know what?
Someone to work
Turn him
with.
heel and give him Paul Heyman, please, because look at how Brock Lesnar works. He still exists because Paul Heyman makes him exist.
We'll talk about that soon, actually. We'll talk about that very soon. But that match, after that match, Big Show obviously came in, beat up Roman Reigns, gave him the knockout punch, which again looks stupid because the Big Show kind of like holds you there, and you know full well that these wrestlers can move, but instead they just wait for the punch and then they just drop and they're dead. But
it's so.
And if that whole setup wasn't bad, like the promo wasn't the worst up until Roman Reigns coming out. It was when Roman Reigns got the mic, like his entrance to the ring. I was like, yes, okay, good. Roman Reigns is here. Let's go. And then he started doing that Jack and the Beanstalk. I was like, dear God, what has happened? But honestly, that whole promo is just out the
Yeah,
window
and
for
you
me
know
right
what's
now.
worse about it is that Vince writes his promos. Most people
I think
don't
we
know
should
that
just
Vince
we should
McMahon
leave it at
writes
that.
his promos. That is the sign that this man has lost his goddamn mind. He's like way too old to be running the business. Like I need for like Stephanie to slip him a couple of like, sleeping pills or something. Find him a nice retirement home in Connecticut and just leave him in there medicated and drugged and let him watch the old 80s wrestling shows where he was the announcer so he can relive his glory days until he dies because I don't need Vince
It's like
McMahon running anything. I really do.
but
I mean, I hate to say that, but yeah, I'm talking about drugging old people. I need
that
I need for some type of, you know, bad thing to happen to an old person. That's what I want right now. He's got to go. He's got to
and
go.
if that match wasn't probably one of the worst setup I've ever seen, the next match was absolutely shocking, and that was Naomi versus Alicia Fox, where Naomi had the one hand tied behind her back. Why on earth is this a feud? What does this have to do for any of? What does
Total
it do for
Divas.
any of them?
Total Divas. That is
But
the only
Naomi's
thing.
not even on Total Divas.
But they're just trying to get. I guess maybe they're trying to win Alicia over. I don't know. I don't watch that bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Damn.
Seriously.
One hand tied. This was the punishment because of the Usos or something from earlier. But honestly, this was a terrible, terrible match that we should never speak about. Alicia Fox won. Her finisher is actually pretty cool. That whole scissor kick, I actually think that's awesome. But that was a terrible
It's
match.
still bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to leave it because the Divas division always irritates me. Every week we talk about it, it just gets more frustrating.
Yeah.
But next was the Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman promo, and this was probably my highlight of the night. This right here. I don't know. Paul Heyman is a genius. That's the only way I can put it. He's the best. He's probably one of, if not the best, on the mic I've ever seen in the WWE. Like how he can talk to the crowd.
Give him the company, Vince. Let Paul Heyman, or don't give him the company. Just let Paul Heyman write all your promos. Paul Heyman and Zep Culture, they can write all the stories. Don't fire all your writers. Hire them. Let them write the storylines. Let them write the promos. Let them teach people how to do promos. For God's sakes, Vince, I need you to go to hell. Go somewhere.
But honestly, like the promo about Paul Heyman saying Brock Lesnar conquered the street because it was in New Orleans. This episode of Raw, they're back, and he was saying that whole fantasy versus reality thing. That was actually it actually pumped Brock Lesnar up. Like it made Brock Lesnar look huge. If you know how to work the mic and work a superstar, like talk about a superstar, you can actually bring him up by just talking without even showing anything.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with Brock Lesnar. He looked massive, and he didn't even have to fight anyone.
Nope. He puts them over all the time. He puts them over, way over to the crowd. And that's why I say they need to find someone to work with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. You know what? Put him back with Dean. Seriously.
They were
If you
good
put
in the
Roman
shit. I
back with
thought
Dean,
Roman Reigns was good
Dean
there.
would carry him all the way to the top because Dean could talk his ass off. I mean, it was a corny segment, but Dean made that whole psychiatrist thing hilarious. I love Dean Ambrose when he's speaking. I mean, the whole thing with the pictures where he showed the pictures. He shows him Hacksaw Dunk, and he goes, oh. Then he shows Stephanie, and he goes, he's fucking, it's like, it's obvious, and it's coming, but he makes it work. It doesn't matter. He knows how to make this stuff really, really work. That's what Roman Reigns needs. He needs a mouthpiece. He needs a mouthpiece, or he just needs to just be a big, massive dude who just walks in the ring, says a few words, just tell you he's going to kick your ass, and then kick your ass and leaves. That's all he needs to do.
The thing with Roman Reigns is if he had a heel turn, I don't think many people would accept that if he went with Paul Heyman, just because if you have Paul Heyman and you have him with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, it kind of sets up in a way that they're tag team. Like, that's the way you kind of perceive it. Like, I think if Brock Lesnar leaves, Paul Heyman should go to Roman Reigns, because it's like Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger has the build for a wrestler, but he is terrible on the mic.
All right.
He's not interesting. That's why he doesn't hold the title. But he's actually not too bad in ring.
Yeah, and that's why
What
Zeb
was he?
Coulter made him really, really good. You know.
Yeah, it actually got him to a title shot, and people actually wanted to see him in the title frame. But with Roman Reigns, yeah, he's going to get a title shot, but does he deserve it?
Nope, not at all.
But I could listen to that. I'm telling you, I could listen to that Paul Heyman promo all day. I could just keep replaying it, and I'll still get chills the second time I watch it, the same as the first time. Just, I don't know, just the way he speaks and the way he like builds up his like promo. So he starts just talking, and then it builds slowly, and you can feel it building when he's talking. It just makes. I'm telling you, it made me that much more excited to see the Royal Rumble when Brock Lesnar, when he said Seth Rollins says the future. This is the reality, and it's like future versus reality. You decide.
That was really good, and I love. And then again, you bring Brock on, you know, in the backstage when he runs into Seth Rollins, and it makes it It made that more impactful when he steps up to Rollins and tells him, you know, the future starts when I say it does, because Paul Heyman already set it up, you know. So it just made that moment even that much more bigger. That's how you do it. I mean, and he didn't say anything but like a few words, and he got like, you know, his point across, and you knew, you know, you got the vibe, you got the feeling, without even have to say a lot. That's what Roman Reigns needs to do. He needs to just say as little as possible until he becomes more comfortable with who, you know, he needs to define who Roman Reigns is. So far, we don't really know who Roman Reigns is, and he's going to have to work on the character of Roman Reigns. Until then, just keep it short, keep it simple, and just go in the ring and put on a good show. And that'll carry you until then.
Like you said with Paul Heyman, just the way he's able to, he'll do all the talking for you. You just have to say one line, and that one line is worth 1,000 Roman Reigns words. That one line Brock Lesnar said, where he said the future starts when I say it starts, is worth more than every promo Roman Reigns has ever cut in his career.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Definitely. Real quick, Abel, are you still awake? Did we bore you yet? He must have stepped away.
No, that's cool.
He's probably like lost in the wrestling talk.
But from there, that promo, which was probably the greatest of the night, they went to The Miz versus Jey Uso. Why does The Miz keep versing the Usos? Why does this keep happening?
Because they don't want to give. They don't have a plan for those belts. They really don't. Bring back, you know, Stardust and Goldust, please. At least with their matches, singles and tag teams were a lot better to watch. You know, because Stardust and Goldust could carry the matches a lot better. The Miz, he's awful in the ring now. I mean, I never thought he was good to begin with, but he's really bad.
He's bearable. He's terrible. And the match, the worst thing about this match, besides the fact that they're versing again, and they verse every week, the crowd has no reaction anymore. The only time they react is when Sandow puts his arms up. That is the only reaction they get. When they wrestle, no reaction. When they win, no reaction. When they come to the ring,
and Sandow annex. That's sad. That's the only reason people care, is just to see what he's gonna do.
But Miz won with the skull-crushing finale for anyone that's actually interested. Honestly, I don't care who wins those matches because they don't mean anything. Like, it doesn't mean...
I was reading while that was going on.
Yeah, it was a shocking match. But Daniel Bryan came out after that and cut his promo for the Royal Rumble, which, again, was not a bad promo. I like Daniel Bryan, to be honest. I want him back. He can, you know, for an average, like... He's pretty average. I'd say he's average on the mic. He's not the best, but he has the crowd behind him, which adds to him. Like, he doesn't need anyone to help him because he's got the crowd.
Well, I think another thing is he knows his limitations on the mic, and he just sticks to, you know, what he knows he does best on a mic. You know, he'll crack a few jokes, he'll say what he has to say, and he leaves it there. He doesn't try. You don't. He doesn't. You can tell he does. He's not trying to win you over with his mic skills. He's just, you know, gives you his honest, quick, you know, thoughts and leave it at that. You know, he doesn't try to manufacture anything.
Could that be that would probably lead to the fact that he's so good in ring, he just prefers to prove it in the ring as opposed to just sitting there talking on hand. Which was what made the Miz. See, that's what made the Miz big. The Miz wasn't a great wrestler, but he could talk back in like 2009, 2010. But Daniel Bryan, where he's at now, he's in a perfect spot, but he's unfortunate in a way because, okay, you got to think that we've talked about this 1,000 times, that the title picture, it's like full at the moment. There's so many people looking at it.
Right.
There's few people wrestling for it, but there's so many people looking at it. And now they've thrown Daniel Bryan back into the mix. And everyone's going to want to see Daniel Bryan go from return at the Royal Rumble, win at WrestleMania. That's the fact. But the truth is, what happens in the meantime? You still got Rollins with the Money in the Bank. You still got Roman Reigns pushing for the title. It's like that's why the Roman Reigns Big Show thing is happening, so they can take Roman Reigns away from the main picture. In my eyes.
Yeah, and just keep him relevant until they're ready to, sadly, have him win the Royal Rumble and then go to WrestleMania, because we know it's coming. We know it's coming.
It's weird.
Sad.
It's hard. See, the Royal Rumble for me, I think that Roman Reigns is going to win it. Then again, I think Daniel Bryan's going to win it. It's confusing, but Stephanie came out during the Daniel Bryan promo trying to promote her little DVD, which I thought was a bit... It's like, okay. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you should watch it, Abel. She teaches you how to, you know, build muscle and all that.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, her and Triple H both got their own workout videos.
Oh, so she's Billy Blinks now. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
She was doing that, trying to give Daniel Bryan a copy. You should have thrown it to the audience. I guarantee they would have taken it.
Wow, I would have been dying. That would have been good. That would have been classic.
But she showed that whole Daniel Bryan's injury, where he's getting tombstoned everywhere by Kane. It actually looked like Kane was actually trying to kill him.
Yeah,
oh my god.
When Kane did, he's on the stretcher, and then Kane flips it, and then takes him to the announce table and tombstones him through it. I was just like, okay, I'm done. That's it. He was trying to kill him. And then
you sold that very well, because it made sense when you look at it.
Yeah, and then Stephanie's like, Daniel Bryan, you're not gonna fight. Your first match isn't gonna be the Royal Rumble. You're gonna have a fight on SmackDown this Thursday, because for those of you that don't know, it's this Thursday coming that SmackDown starts on the Thursday with Jerry the King Lawler there. That's where Booker T should have been, because I'd never watched SmackDown. But Kane versus Daniel Bryan is going to be there. And
you know what, though? I'm kind of happy, though, now, because it gives me a reason to actually want to watch SmackDown. So now watch.
What I don't like about how they promote it is when Michael Cole talks, and he's just like, he's trying to end his career. And then it's like JBL saying, oh, these fans are cheering him up, and he's going to lose his whole career, his livelihood, and all this. I'm like, nothing's going to happen to him. Like, you can already tell he's going to beat Kane.
Yeah, no, this is a setup match. They're just trying to get his ring rust off. That's the only thing. And you saw that when they had him go off and attack Kane. He's just trying to get ring ready again, so when he's in the Royal Rumble, he can put on a good show. And then they'll go from there. But I'm glad we get to see him wrestle finally. Been way too long since I've seen him wrestle. He's always been one of my favorites.
It's been 8 months or something.
I just hate that it's going to be against Kane, because I need Kane to retire too. Why is Kane?
He's another one. Him and the Big Show should be gone by now, but I don't. They try and repackage Kane, but it's not working. No one likes.
And then he's going to come out in the suit and tie. That's the thing that makes it worse. Like,
and then he's really. You can already tell. Watch this. I guarantee in 2015, he's corporate Kane, and about midway through the year, he goes back to wearing that red suit.
He can't.
I guarantee.
No.
I guarantee it. He'll do that for a while, and then he'll end his career. He'll end it this year. He has to. He'll be in the Royal Rumble. What is it? He's in it. He's been in it for like 15 years straight or something.
Yeah, I know.
I think he's the most. I think you said last week it was Goldust. I think it's Kane.
No, I think
Kane's been.
Goldust has been in like pretty much every year since he's first started with WWE. It's like it's a ridiculous streak he had. I think the Godfather's another one that's been in there a lot. They seem to bring him out now and then. I can't. If they bring
How
the
slow
Godfather,
does he walk to the wing? To the ring. It takes him like 10 minutes to get down the ramp, and then gets
he gotta walk down there with his hose. It takes him a minute, you know. Gotta make sure his ladies get there. I don't know.
And then, as we spoke about last week, where Raw, they don't plan. I swear they don't plan their show. They had Brie Bella versus Paige straight after that. And this was a 4-minute match, not even 2-3 minute match.
Yeah, I know.
The Divas matches, they get stuck so late in the show. And they put the good Divas match at the end and give it 2-3 minutes. And they put the crap Divas match at the start and give it like 5. Where's the logic?
Yeah, but it was a good Total Divas promo. Now you get to see them argue. Goddamn son of a bitch. Why do y'all do this? Damn it. Hate you guys for this.
Tyson Kidd comes, it's like Paige is looking like she's getting a win. Tyson Kidd comes in. I bet you he'll claim that he thought that Paige won, and that's why he was coming in the ring. But after that, Brie done the roll up. Brie looks, go back to her SummerSlam time and look at her now. Back then, she looked like she'd dominate almost any diva on the roster. Now she looks like she scraped by with a win.
Yeah, she sucks now. She really does. Yet her sister, they're trying to build her as like she can wrestle, and all she got is fake tits and ass.
Damn.
She got the package. She got the package. But
yeah, that's it.
Divas, I swear, if we talk about them, I'm just gonna rant because they annoy me, especially how they're being pitched. There's so much they can do with them they don't do. But we'll just move on to Macho Man Randy Savage.
They bring Summer Rae back.
Macho Man Randy Savage inducted into the Hall of Fame. They showed the little clip with career highlights and stuff. It's a pretty neat package. I like how they do that, and I think it's about time they put him in. And as if it took.
Hell yeah.
As if it took them that long to get to a point, and it's not even like it's not even like it feels like it's not even Vince wanted to do it. It's like he has to do it. That's why he's putting him in.
Stone Cold called him out on his interview. Stone Cold said it, publicly, live in front of everybody. Why haven't you put Randy Savage out? And that started everybody going, well, yeah, why haven't he been in? And now he had no choice because he had the public, out there screaming it. And then TMZ came out and leaked it. And he was like, either he does it or he doesn't. One thing I don't like, though, is they have Hulk Hogan inducting him. And that's kind of lame. Because
why is that for you?
Because in real life, Randy Savage hated his guts. And that's the funny thing about what they're doing next week, where they're having Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon all there together. All three of them, they hate Hulk Hogan. Nobody likes Hulk Hogan in real life.
Yeah, we spoke about Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. Do you remember that? Like, this was a while ago when he was overselling Hulk Hogan just because Hulk Hogan said that he wanted to. Like, it was agreed that Shawn Michaels would win the match at SummerSlam. At the last minute, Hulk Hogan was like, "No, I want to win." So then, Vince made it happen, and Shawn started overselling. I don't think many people. I don't even know if John Cena likes Hulk Hogan, to be honest.
I don't think anyone. He has a reputation for burying people, for pushing everyone aside for his own gains. But he's so well revered because, back in his era, we didn't know about this stuff. It's like we know more now about what goes on behind the scenes than we ever have. But back in the day, we kind of all thought wrestling was real to a point, growing up as kids. So all of this, like, no one likes each other stuff. We never even thought about that. But the reality is, Hulk Hogan is only on the WWE payroll because he was one of the biggest stars of his time, and he's
Built the
always
company
been one
first.
of and he's always been one of those people, like those historical figures when it comes to the business, that you see Hulk Hogan. It's like, hey, well, you remember how Hulk Hogan was back in the day?
Oh,
He
heck yeah,
was
heck yeah.
fucking through the roof. Everybody wanted to like wear those T-shirts and those bandanas.
Those
Hell
are,
yeah. You're either buying a t-shirt or ripping one off. Like, hey.
Yeah, so he's iconic, but he's trash to most people.
it's the thing people don't see is like his in-ring performances and stuff. They weren't who he really was. Like Hulk Hogan, like him as a person is a lot different to him as a character. As a character, he's like out there, he wrestles everything, but behind closed doors, he's stubborn. He only wants, as you said, he only wants what's best for himself. All he cares about is what he gains from wrestling, and he refuses to lose to certain people, which was terrible. And
Yeah, yeah. And I definitely see that. Pete, I think Pete linked me to a recent match that he did with Shawn Michaels that was just so outlandish. It was hard to watch because it was like you could tell like Shawn Michaels had to lose. Like just as dramatic as this got, like you could tell Shawn Michaels had to lose. It was just bad.
yeah, Shawn
Yeah,
Michaels like flipping over the ring ropes and stuff. He got punched. He'd go flying.
Hell
It,
yeah.
it
It
was
was it was just terrible.
everybody had
it's
to put Hulk
cringeworthy.
Hogan over.
But
Wanted to win, he had to win. No questions asked.
but
Yeah,
it's good to
exactly.
see. It's good to see they inducted Macho Man Randy Savage. It's like well deserved. I wonder who else they got in store. Like which other legends?
Definitely was long overdue though. I'm just
Well, yeah, who
Yeah,
else haven't they not put in? I'm curious.
I'm not sure. I'd have to really look at the list. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a late draw for The Undertaker and just announce him as
oh
retired and he's been
yeah.
inducted. But word is he's going to be fighting Sting at the WrestleMania. So
Really,
wait and see.
really.
That's why Sting came back. Sting signed to face The Undertaker. So we'll wait and see what that happens. But I'll have a look
The
for
Undertaker
next week.
versus Sting.
Yeah, for next week, I'll try and get a list together of like a few wrestlers that should be inducted that aren't. But
Yeah, that would
like
make for a good segment. Hell yeah.
from there, the Ascension, they actually, you know what? I actually enjoy seeing them wrestle because they actually work well as a team and they look dominant. Even though it was a squash match, they made
Yeah.
that thing look awesome. They
Oh
got a
no,
good
they're a
finisher,
great team. They have
great chemistry,
yeah,
strength.
yeah. They're a classic. I mean, it's funny because, like I always say, how the NXT does things better. Tag team is another place. It's like they are who they say they are. They're like Demolition. They're like the Road Warriors. They're the second coming of people like them. You go through the other tag teams in NXT. Like there's this tag team, Enzo and Big Cass. It's like ring wise, they're not the best, but when you hear them speak, the first thing that comes to mind is New Age Outlaws. They're the New Age Outlaws come again. And it's like, they're getting better in the ring as time goes on, but they're just as entertaining, as crazy, as unpredictable as the New Age Outlaws. And, you love to watch them, You love to watch, I mean, Sin Cara, my God, is in a tag team down there, and they're phenomenal. Him and his partner's phenomenal.
Can I quickly add, like, with the Ascension, I hope WWE don't do what they usually tend to do with tag teams of this caliber currently. They get a big tag team, they look good, they separate.
They can't
This tag
separate them.
team needs
They
to stick.
can't
They need
separate
to
them.
stick. This is the savior for the tag team division. They need this and more tag teams to be coming. Send wrestlers back down into developmental to make room for these tag teams. There's a few wrestlers. Like, why is Justin Gabriel on the roster? He's just taking up a spot. Send him back down if you want him to recreate something. They got so many wrestlers that are just there, like taking spots that don't need them. Fandango, another one.
Well, Vince likes Fandango. That's why
Vince.
By the way, Vince
like
created
Drew
Fandango,
McIntyre.
people.
Wait, Fandango.
Fandango.
What's the and shout out to the video game too. Anyway, what's the
Hey, that comes
what's
out.
the angle? Yeah, what's the angle for Fandango? Are they big guys? Like, what's?
Okay, no, this is one person, Fandango. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So his whole gimmick is that he's this really handsome, great dancer who comes out to the ring and does he comes out with a beautiful lady. He does his whole dance thing.
To the ring.
And
then he can wrestle.
Yeah, and then he wrestles. He can't dance, by the way.
Oh gosh!
So why he has a dance?
They look at he doesn't look like the worst dancer that I've seen. A lot worse. They make the girl do everything, which kind of makes him stand out.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like Fandango, he's not the worst. Like, okay, I would say send him back just so you can read. This character isn't working for him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know why Vince changed his character. He was fine just being like Johnny Curtis, just the dude who was off, who would just do crazy things. He was better just being a psychotic wrestler than
Vince has no idea. They need Triple H to take over because Triple H is doing NXT, and you're already saying NXT is better than Raw, and this is what Vince is doing with a TV show that's not taken that seriously. He's making it make a statement. Could you imagine what he'd do with Raw if he could get his hands on it?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
not going to say nothing, but, floors get slippery in the WWE headquarters.
Can I say they always, every time I've heard interviews recently from superstars, they always say they have a good chemistry with Triple H, except for CM Punk. CM Punk had a bad one, and that was because of how he left the company. I think Triple H had bad blood. But Brock Lesnar, I remember hearing an interview from him saying that Triple H was the reason he came back because he was welcoming. He basically spent time with each superstar, including Brock, and told him what's going on. Where Vince would he'd sign you up, he'd sign your contract, and he'd say go. It's where am I going?
Wow.
Triple H is more the type that's okay, so I'm signing you, but you're doing this, and this.
Damn, so Vince McMahon basically is Birdman.
In ways, yeah.
That's how Birdman
you do as he say when he says.
Right, and he could care less. Like it was crazy, and I know I say Birdman, and Pete doesn't know about Birdman, but Birdman, he's a record executive. He signs people, and he doesn't even care. He sign you, and it's put out a song.
Yeah, you got to generate your own.
Right. He doesn't even care.
Just make sure you cut me my check when you sell a record.
Exactly. It's just that bad. It's is Vince has that mentality? That's so old school and barbaric to have. It's
Vince is the type that he'll sign a lot, but if you're a massive wrestler, he'll come with you. He'll be all right, you come with me. You're in the special section.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going for the
Birdman. He'll pick who he thinks, that's who my star is, and he'll ride with him. But everybody else, you're on your own. You fend for your own.
Once again, WWE has the timing issue. They put just before the main event here. Rusev versus Ambrose, and this match was shocking. I like seeing Ambrose come to the ring and wrestle, but he versus Rusev, it felt like it had nothing to do with anything.
No, they just need to fill time, and then it ended badly. It was one of the worst endings. Yeah, it was just oh, you're too hurt to wrestle. Okay, we're gonna call. And it buries Dean Ambrose. That's what my problem is. Buries Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is such big. Yeah, it's Dean's too good for that. You can't keep putting him in these matches where all he's doing is going nowhere. He's spinning in circles.
before we talk about the main event, which was the probably the best moment of the night besides the Paul Heyman promo, who is the final four, you reckon? In like just quick,
Royal
we'll talk
Rumble?
about this more before the Royal Rumble. We'll talk about it more, but right now, as the WWE stands, who's the final four, you reckon, in the Royal Rumble?
All right,
Who does
so
it come down to?
it's going to be. I know Big Show and Roman Reigns are going to be in the final four.
You put
I
Daniel?
no, I don't think they're going to let Daniel Bryan get to the final four. I think they're going to drop him like somewhere in the final 10. He's going to get dropped somehow. I think Kane's going to drop him out because I think Kane actually might be number 3 because they got to set it up to where it's, against all odds for Roman Reigns because they're going to make him have this epic, big victory. So I can see Kane and Big Show being there to or maybe drop Luke Harper and take out Kane. But it's going to be a disadvantage for Roman Reigns somehow. Four's going to be somebody we're not going to suspect. If Dolph was still there, I say Dolph would be in the final four because he always seems to last long in these things and then has some really dramatic exit at the end.
Yeah.
I know Kofi Kingston's going to be in the last 10 because he always lasts until the end.
I do not
He
like
seems to always-
But he some cool things. Though.
It was,
That's the only
but
reason.
in Royal Rumbles, I swear to God, this guy, he ends up being like the star of Royal Rumbles. He always finds some crazy way to escape being thrown out. He does 2 or 3 times. He has this crazy escape.
Can I say his career highlights is literally gonna if you watch a sum up of his career, it'll be 3 moments in the Royal Rumble and it'll end.
Yeah,
They'll have a list
that's
of the
him.
titles he won. Because when he
That
wins a title, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant when he wins it. But when he does a Royal Rumble move, everyone talks about it.
Yeah, because he.
Wait. So listen, why is his title holding so irrelevant to the WWE?
Because
usually
the
he's a
titles he
placeholder.
wins, the titles he wins, they're not really relevant anymore. That being Intercontinental and US, and he only wins them for a brief period when they're trying to figure out who's next.
Yeah, because he gets a belt and then he fights a lot of non-title matches and then loses. And then when they're ready to take somebody and elevate him to take that title so they could put a push for them, then he gets dropped in a title match. He's one of the few champions I know who rarely wins a match, non-title or title match.
Wow.
He just has the belt just as to say, oh, well, he has a belt. And then he gets pushed to the side once they find someone else they want to elevate. So him holding the title is basically, it's like,
irrelevant.
you bake a cake and you put it in the fridge and you're not gonna eat it. You did it. It's for someone else. You got this big juicy cake that looks delicious, but you're not gonna get a piece of it because we're having you save this for someone else. You're just keeping it in your fridge for now until that other person comes up to pick it up. That's him in titles. He never.
Yeah, that's him
benefits
in a
from having
nutshell.
title. Yeah.
But he's I gotta admit the stuff he does in the Royal Rumble is amazing.
So he'll make the final 10, but
he'll do something cool. Like last year when he went from the ring, from the stairs to the table, and then on the chair. He took JBL's chair and it jumped his way back in. But
yeah, that was weird. That was crazy.
The final
you know
four.
What? Dean might be in the final 4.
That's actually really.
They might give
You gotta
Dean
think-
that type of lift to put him in the final.
I honestly see.
Although now I just thought about it, shit. It's
Sheamus?
probably going to be a 3-on-1. It's going to be probably Rusev, Luke Harper, Big Show, and Roman Reigns. And then Roman Reigns is going to defy all odds. And
What about Sheamus?
Sheamus, hell no. I don't even know if he's going to last past the first 10 people. He's going to be one of the first 10 people out. Damn Sheamus. No. If Sheamus lasts if he lasts further than 15th out, it's a travesty because there's no reason he should be there.
They say that number isn't 28. I think it's 28 or 30 is the return number. That's when a wrestler's returning. So Sheamus will probably come out late in the Rumble if he comes, I reckon. It'd be very late, and there's going to be no announcement of him coming, and
Well, no,
he
that's
might
probably
actually.
Daniel Bryan.
No, Daniel Bryan will be earlier. I reckon. He'll be mid. He'll be earlier because he's announced that he's coming to the Royal Rumble. See, Sheamus is going to be a shock. So when he comes in, it's going to be late, and you're going to be like, oh, who can take these wrestlers out of the Rumble? And next minute, Sheamus music cue.
No, I do not want. No, no.
It's bad because we know it's true.
Yeah, I know. I just want to know
But,
when Sergeant Slaughter's coming out. 'Cause you know he's
Oh,
gonna
good
be in it.
God. Please,
You
no.
know they're gonna put some. They always put somebody
so
like
stiff.
way too old to be in there, and this is like,
I'm scared
why
he's
are
gonna
you
get hurt.
here? Yeah, that's why they usually go out early to save save face.
Yeah. But quickly, talking...
Actually, I hope Sting ends up in the Royal Rumble. I really do.
I don't think so. I think he'll come... He'll come... Not this main event, the Royal Rumble. He'll make an appearance at the next. That's when they're going to start pushing for the Undertaker match. Guaranteed. Undertaker will make a return, say that blah, 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 he lost the streak, all this, he had to take time to recover, and now I need... and then he's like, I'm thinking about retiring. Sting's music cues, he comes out. But I just want to jump to the main event because this main event could be the best main event I've seen on, the best closing to a Raw I've seen on Raw in a while. And that's because Raw usually ends like crap. But this made me want to wait and watch next week.
Well, they ended it very well. The whole setup, the start. Again, Paul Heyman carried it.
Yeah.
He started off well with the whole speech.
I wasn't.
And I give a lot of credit to Seth Rollins because he fired back really, really well. He really did fire back well. And then, of course, Cena does his thing. And whatever. Yeah. Cena.
Cena's not bad on mic as well. Cena's actually pretty good.
No, Cena's good on him.
Can I say, when Paul Heyman said, I wasn't finished, I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that's why I thought when Seth came back and did it to him, I thought that was really, really cool.
And then you had... and then Cena said, it's like, me and him, we're going to kick your ass, and then I'm going to kick your ass and take the belt. I was like, that's a typical John Cena thing. See, John Cena, when he says that stuff like, you want some, come get some, that's when I was a fan. Like, that's the wrestling shit, that rise above hate.
But his time, he's not going to win because they're ready to push to different people.
True.
But he has to stay relevant. He has to stay in the mix somehow. But I don't think he's going to win. And you know what? I really have a bad feeling that Seth Rollins telegraphed the end of that match. Brock's going to win, and he's going to cash in. He is going to cash in.
That's
I
what
really fear that he's going to cash in.
It does look like that. But that actually sounded cool when he said, like, it's either going to be Plan A, and he points to the contract, and then he's like, oh, Plan B, and he's holding the briefcase. It's actually like making the briefcase mean something now. It's something that he hasn't done for ages. But John Cena starts attacking Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar comes, and then Cena does the attitude adjustment, or the FU, as we should call it, because that's what it is called.
Yeah, why did he change it from the FU?
For the PG era.
Oh, well, whatever. And
then he did that through the table to Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins comes, does the whole, beats Cena up, does the curb stomp, and then you see him looking at Brock Lesnar, and you're thinking to yourself, he's not going to do it. That's what I thought first. I was like, he's not going to do it. He's not stupid enough. But then he goes back, and I thought Brock Lesnar at one stage was going to, pick him up and F5 him.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen, too.
But then instead, he actually hits the curb stomp, and he's standing over them both. And he's just like, that's what I'm talking about, sort of thing. It made him look like the future, that's it. It made him look so dominant.
Yeah, it did. It did. It sets up a lot of drama now. It actually makes the three-way more appealing, as opposed to when, it was just out of the blue, oh, we got to make this three-way. So, yeah, we'll throw Seth Rollins in. But, overall, it was a decent show. It was one of the better ones I've seen in weeks. Thank God. So, that hurt. Uh-oh, Peter's got to go. So, Abel,
Yeah.
So, you've been educated now on
Uh,
WWE. you,
I still need to follow it. I to be honest with you, you guys are definitely in depth with what's happening. You guys are definitely on point with it all. But it seems like dealing with NXT and that new era of the camp coming up, it seems like I'll be more interested in that portion of it in comparison to the actual prime time stuff. So I'm just trying to find a place where I'll fit in right
yeah, I
now.
think NXT is a good entry point, so you can learn like people who maybe the next up and coming people. I mean, it's always good to watch Raw because it's not that hard. They kind of
Yeah,
recap enough so that you understand what's going on currently. I my opinion is that you would connect with what's going on in NXT a lot better than what's going on in WWE because
yeah,
WWE is so structured now to where it is really more of a soap opera than a
Mm,
wrestling show.
I
Whereas,
agree.
okay, how many matches? Let's count. So you had the Seth John Cena. You had two Diva matches. You had the Roman Reigns match. You had the Dean Ambrose match, and then you had the Miz and Jey Uso.
Uso, the
Um,
Ascension.
well, the Ascension. Okay, so that's seven. That's probably more matches that they've had in a 3 hour Raw show than I've seen in a long time. Normally,
But
you may get five
remember,
matches in 3 hours.
remember, three of those were at least three. The two Divas matches were under probably five
Right.
minutes.
So yeah, you get a lot of
The
really
Rusev Dean
stuff.
Ambrose was under five.
Right. So you
You,
maybe get like three full matches in a 3 hour show. That's Raw.
Yeah,
That's why like
yeah.
NXT for you, Abel, I think would be it because it's only an hour, but you get five matches in an hour. They outproduce WWE in an
That's
hour.
scary.
You
That's
know,
scary. And is it going hit for hit for as far as entertainment?
yeah, like the matches are really well done. They're paced. They set up the promos real quick. It's like you understand. I got a beef with you. Okay, cool. You see the beef happen in the ring. They work well together. Even when they
it's
do the like, just the talking segments, they keep them real tight, real clean. You know, and it all relates to wrestling. It all relates to the
it,
championships. It's
with,
not just a drama.
yeah. With NXT, I would say it's sort of like not as it's definitely not as popular. It's not taken as seriously. Like the wrestling's a lot better, but the people that watch NXT are the real diehard fans. It's because Vince doesn't make enough of a push on Raw to get people to watch NXT. That is probably because if he gets a whole group to watch NXT, they won't come back to Raw. That'll be
Yeah.
the end of them.
So
Right,
he doesn't
exactly.
push it. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Vince is treating this like a hidden gem. It's like off to the side. It's like, okay, Triple H, you do what you want with this show. I don't need it. I got too many other shows. You can have this. Here's a bone. And he just works with that. And honestly, NXT, when I watch that NXT Revolution, they can fight on that. And it's because they don't have to worry about if they, on NXT, if you make a mistake, you're not done forever. On WWE, if you make like a mistake, it feels like unless you're a big star, you're gone.
Yeah. Everybody gets a shot if something's not working. They repackage you and they work on a different. They help you. They try to push you to be something. For you to fail in NXT means that you just don't have, anything to offer wrestling at all.
Damn,
In my opinion,
damn.
it's like like I was saying with the whole tag team that reminded me of the New Age Outlaws. Like the smaller dude, he's really not that good in the ring right now, but he's
He's
getting
learning
better, and they
because
work with what he's good at, and they work around that. You know what I mean? So he's
but
become a fan favorite. It's like they're one of the favorite people tag teams in the whole thing. People love
but
them. They're probably one of the
on
biggest stars.
on NXT, you got to remember that Triple H is working mostly hands-on with these wrestlers, so you wouldn't be surprised if he's doing some in-ring work, like training-wise. with these people behind the scenes, getting them ready. In WWE, if you're bad, you don't have that option, of people, not a lot of people help you there. Once you're there, you have to do your own. Or you have to find a superstar that wants to work with you and help you out that way. That's just the cold hard truth. In NXT, Triple H works to helping these superstars get to build them up in the ring. So it's time and effort. That's what Raw is lacking.
Yeah, it's really bad. So if you want to watch NXT. Trust me.
I will. I sure will.
But all up, that about covers up Raw. I think I want to save most of my Royal Rumble opinions for our pre-Royal Rumble show. So I don't want to say too much.
How did you want to do that? Just really quick. You want to try to do that one live?
Yeah, we can try that live. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be good to do the pay-per-view ones live. That way, you guys could see it maybe the day before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That would work. Yeah. I would say do it live during the Royal Rumble, but I know that WWE hates that, so they would shut it down ASAP. But the Royal Rumble. And we got how many weeks now? 2?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, 2. Yeah. So that gives them time to find some other matches to put in the Royal Rumble because they don't really have any other matches other than championships.
It'll all be decided a week before. Let's be real. It's WWE.
Yeah,
with 1 week to go, they'll be like, "You fight him. You fight him."
Exactly, and it'll be some bullshit.
But overall, this Raw was enjoyable. I hope they see. It's Brock Lesnar on Raw.
Well, the champ should be there. That's the thing. The champ should always be there. Your champ shouldn't have disappeared for 4 to 6 weeks. He has the belt.
That's true.
The belt should always be the feature, be the goal, be the drive on the show. Without the belt, you're not really doing anything but just, wasting our time, just like doing goofy stuff like they've been doing.
That's it. But
that's it for the show.
Yeah. Overall, just enjoyable week of wrestling, to be honest. Obviously, it's going to have the bad matches, but finally a week where the good outweighed the bad.
Yeah.
Where there was something to talk about.
And we actually have something to look forward to on SmackDown now with Daniel Bryan making his return. So that's something that should make you actually sit and watch SmackDown. They found a reason to make that relevant, thankfully. Good for them.
Yeah, with that said, I think that just pretty much covers it all.
That covers it all.
Thank you to Abel.
So yeah,
thank you to Abel for coming on.
Thank you for showing up, and hopefully we're able to re-energize your wrestling interest.
Yeah. Hopefully, I seek the time out to do so. I'm definitely gonna go pro NXT and see what happens from there.
Yeah, it should be good. Really quick, do your promos. Whatever you want to promo, feel free. Let the people know.
Please, no. I'm happy to be on with you guys. I appreciate you.
No. You got some stuff going on with your channel.
Oh yeah, guys, check me out, Abel Green. I have my podcast and everything. You guys already know, but I'm here for my boys. That's it.
Yep, check the podcast out every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
And we hope to see you all back here on the Wednesday as well.
Yes, yeah. This, I'm gonna tune into
really
this.
quick. What about the other suggestion? Any feedback on that yet? Or no news on that?
For the other
podcast?
Yeah.
Everybody was saying, they were saying that they like it. They said that maybe you should call it the Life Cast, and I was like, oh, I like that.
That does sound good.
The Life Cast, and really just talk some life stuff. I might do that every other week. And once I figure out what the future is with me, because I got a lot of stuff going on personally, but I think that is coming. So that's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be something that I might do every other week or whatever. But if it goes well, I'll do it weekly. But it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be about life and advice, music, girls, everything. So I really want to have the females come out and actually tune into that one. So that's gonna be cool and challenging, but it's gonna be fun.
All right, so cool. So make sure to check out his channel. He's got a whole lot of stuff going on. Make sure to check out Pete's channel. Home for Halo, all of that. And I always forget what's the next big game before Halo that you're gonna do.
Me personally, For now, it's just a mixture of Call of Duty, Halo, just gaming talk in general. But game-wise, I don't know. I'm actually thinking maybe Dying Light, maybe Batman coming up.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
something
can't wait for
massive like
Batman.
that.
Cannot wait for Batman. But yep, okay. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you, Abel, again for coming out. Pete, as always, pleasure to have you come through and MC the show. Keep us on point with the matches. And keep me from going too far off with my anger, because you know Vince McMahon makes me angry. He makes me really,
You
really
know,
angry.
Booker
But
T makes me angry. We keep each other in check.
yeah, exactly. I'll calm you down on Booker. You calm me down on Vince. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure to come back every Tuesday. We'll be posting this on my channel. Links in the description to Peter's channel, and I'm going to put Abel's links in this episode so you can go follow him, check him out. And once again, thank you for checking us out, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Good night,
So,
guys.